Dear student, my name is V. N. Khairnar, PGT Physics of JNV Buldana. Today in this chapter of magnetic effect of current, we are discussing about the DC motor. So before going to this DC motor into detailed explanation, let us discuss about the force on a current carrying conductor. Now dear friends, this one I will explain you with the help of this diagram how the force is experienced on a current carrying conductor. Now you can see in this diagram, here the straight wire I have taken, where the top portion is the flexible joint here through this wire, and it is connected to this resistor key and to the positive terminal of the battery. That means the upper topmost portion of this wire is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and the negative is connected to this mercury plate, in which the bottom portion of the straight wire is dipped here. So we can see here this current carrying conductor or straight wire in which the current is flowing in a downward direction. It is kept in the magnetic field, which is shown here from north pole and south pole. So magnetic field always flows from the north pole to the south pole. So dear friends, how the motion or how the force will be exerted on this current carrying conductor, that we have to see, and that can be explained by Fleming left hand rule. Now let us apply the Fleming left hand rule here. Now see here, this what is the Fleming left hand rule? The Fleming left hand rule shows that the forefinger, middle finger and the thumb of your left hand stretched mutually perpendicular to each other, then the forefinger will give the direction of the magnetic field, the middle finger will give the direction of the current, and the thumb will indicate the direction of the force. That means this will indicate the magnetic field, this will indicate the direction of the current, and this indicate the force in which direction the current carrying conductor will move. So in this case now, the Fleming left hand rule, when we apply, that means in this wire the magnetic field is in this direction, the direction of the current is in downward direction, so the force will be in a outward direction. It means that the wire will move in a outward direction. So dear friend, this is one setup by means of which we can find the force on this straight wire in which the current is flowing. Now the second diagram I have shown here, in which the metal spoke wheel I have taken here. It is kept in on a magnetic field. Here the north and south poles are the magnet is there. That means the magnetic field will be from north to south. Again, the lower end of this metal spoke is dipped in this small dish of mercury, and then it is connected to the negative terminal of the DC supply, and here the positive terminal is connected to the, you can say, through this metal support it is given to this spoke. So the same concept you can apply, and you can easily find out in which direction this metal spoke wheel will rotate. It will rotate in a clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So dear friend, this force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, when it is placed in a magnetic field, it depends on, or you can say it is directly proportional to the current flowing through the conductor. If the current flowing through the conductor is more, then the force will be more. Similarly, it is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. That means if the length of the conductor is more, then the force is also more. So, and again, it is directly proportional to the magnetic field, that is B. So if the magnetic field is strong, then you can say the force will be more. So it is summarized in this simple equation, F is equal to BIL, where B is the magnetic field, L is the length of the conductor, I is the current flowing through the conductor. So after discussing this Fleming left hand rule, we will proceed to our main topic, that is DC motor. Now what is DC motor? So you can see here, DC motor is nothing but, it is the main function of the motor is a device that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. This is the principle of the electric motor. So here we are going to discuss about the DC motor. Actually there are two types of motor, AC motor and DC motor. But in our this topic, or you can say in our class, we have to discuss about the DC motor. So before going into the detail of the DC motor, how it works, let us have the construction of the DC motor. So here you can say, I have shown the diagram where the magnetic field that means the north pole and south pole, that means magnetic field is provided here to this rectangular coil ABCD, and here the battery is given or connected to this coil through which the current will flow. That means when the current will flow this arm, this coil ABCD, and when it is placed in this magnetic field, then it will rotate. So our final intention is we want rotation here. So the first thing in construction is field magnet. It is a permanent U-shaped magnet. Already I have shown in the figure. Similarly, armature. Here ABCD is nothing but the single turn of the coil, and if it is of the insulated copper wire and wound on a soft iron core, this forms an armature. That means the rectangular coil ABCD, which contains large number of turns, then this forms a armature. Then the third one is the split ring or commutator. You can see here this X and Y. These are the split ring or commutator. These rings are simply made up of brass or copper, and it is divided into two parts. Next one, this B1 and B2, these are the brushes. So these brushes are the two flexible metal plates or carbon rods which are fixed, that they constantly touch the revolving spring. So dear friend, I have just told you about the construction or the different parts of the DC motor. Now how the motor works, that I will show in the next diagram. So you can see here two figures, that is figure A and figure B. In these two figures, the first figure, if you will observe, the coil ABCD is placed in a magnetic field. Then the arm AD, through which the current is flowing in this downward direction, it is connected to this ring R1, which is called as split ring, and then the current will go through this brush B1 to the negative terminal. Similarly, from positive terminal the current will start flowing, it will go on B2, then on R2, and then from R2 through this arm CD, then BC, then AD. In this way the path will be get completed. So now our main intention is to find out the force on arm AD and BC. Now let us find the force on arm AD. So the magnetic field is provided here. Now I will apply the Fleming left hand rule. So suppose here the magnetic field is in this direction, which is shown in the diagram. The direction of the current is in the downward direction, then the force will be in the outward, that means towards my side. So here the arm AD will move in an outward direction. Similarly, when you apply the Fleming left hand rule on arm BC, you are having the magnetic field in this direction. The direction in the direction of the current in arm BC is in upward direction. So you can say that the direction of the force on this arm BC is in inward direction. That means arm AD will move in outward direction and arm BC will move in inward direction, so that the complete half rotation will takes place. Okay. Now the next one in figure B, the arm AD will now go to the right side, or it will replace the position of BC arm. You can see in this diagram here the arm AD has gone to this side, that is AD. Then the BC will move to the left side, so BC is now to this left hand side, in which the direction of the current is again shown in the respective arm by this arrow. So the direction of the current is in downward direction in the arm BC. Magnetic field is in this direction. So let us apply the Fleming left hand rule. Direction of the magnetic field, direction of the current in arm BC. So the force will be again outward force. So here shown the outward force. Similarly, if you apply the Fleming left hand rule to the arm AD, then magnetic field in this direction, direction of the current is in upward direction, so force will be in inward direction. That means the force is in inward direction. So you can see here, when you apply the Fleming left hand rule to the first part and second part, so ultimately you will get the one complete rotation, and this one we want. That means in DC motor, we want to rotate the armature with the help of magnetic field and electric current. So in this from these two diagram, I have explained in detail how the working of the DC motor takes place. So I hope in this session you have enjoyed this session, and you would have come to know how the working of DC motor takes place. So you can also draw this diagram in your book, and you can apply the Fleming left hand rule and ultimately you can see the direction of the rotation. Now the friends, I would like to tell you, you have to find the direction of the motion or the direction of this coil, whether it will be clockwise or anti-clockwise, on which factor it depends. Suppose in this case the direction of the magnetic field is from north to south in this direction. So if I change the direction of the magnetic field in this direction, so you apply this concept now and you try to understand the Fleming left hand rule and the direction of the coil in which it gets rotated. So thank you very much.